I was abused as a child, so that's where it started. I was abused from the age of 7, between the age of 7. It's the shock on his face for me. Between the ages of 7 and 10 by different people at different times. And that was when I earned the first label prostitute.
At 7 years old?
Yes.
You were sexually abused as a child.
Yes.
From the age of 7 to 10
Yes.
by different people.
Yes.
You were called a prostitute
Yes.
at 7.
Yes.
How did that happen?
What's going on, people? You are officially welcome back to yet another spectacular, jaw-dropping episode of the Clarity Zone podcast. What's popping? My name is BB Ray, your favorite ray of sunshine. Some of you may know me as BB Ray Saw Me if you want to call my full government name. But of course, as usual, we are back at it again to bring you guys clarity, insights, have conversations that unite us, that heal us, and that also make us think. And well, on this episode today, it might make us do a couple of other things, okay? But I'm going to leave that to your imagination. I cannot do it alone. Joining me as usual is the man that you love to hate, or should I say hate to love. He is the brains, the humor,
Jesus Christ.
the wisdom, the unification. He's the super glue that glues us all together.
Come on.
I know him as my guy. Or you may know him as Nedu.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome to the Clarity Zone podcast. This episode, okay.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So a lot of the time, people will be in our comments and responding to us like, "Oh, Clarity Zone. Why is it that it's just sex that you guys talk about? Why is it just that you guys?" Because let me tell you guys something. If there's one thing that human beings do, is procreate, and we need to find the best ways to do that so that we can help the world population and whatnot. So joining us today is a woman that is going to do just that. Ladies, if you know that you need to learn a thing or two about how to spice things up in the bedroom, maybe you need to pay attention. Grab your notebook. Fellas, if you know that maybe you've never made a woman, get to that's hot, you need to grab your notebook too. Yeah, Jesus Christ is real. Okay. Joining us today is none other than a mother, a wife, and also a therapist. Her name is Cecilia Agu. Please welcome. Yes, girl.
Thank you for having me.
It is so great to have you. I feel like today's conversation is going to be very...
What the people the trouble people are looking for, you will see it. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to
It's only right that we have a female,
yes,
on the Clarity Zone, because shout out to Harrison Tito, relationship expert and sex therapist also, who came and dropped a couple of, nuggets of wisdom. And a lot of people
you were blushing.
I was okay. So now let me use this opportunity to address that. For those that are like, oh, that lady on brown, that lady on yellow.
Harrison would do that to anybody.
I was really just paying attention. I was listening to what he was saying. It does, so that when I meet my husband, I can,
Anyway,
she's still blushing.
I'm shy.
Anyways, Cecilia, welcome.
Thank you.
For those that do not know you, who is you, or who are you?
Who is me? My name is Cecilia Agu. I am happily married.
Happily?
Yeah.
Very happily.
So a very tall, dark, chocolatey, yummy
Handsome
guy.
man.
Handsome.
He was literally here earlier. He was like, babe, can I go now? She's like, okay, babe. Happily,
Clock it.
Clock it. We're blessed with 4 children. I am a relationship and marriage counselor, a clinical sexologist, an intimacy coach, and all of that. So I help you spice things up in the bedroom. But I also teach healthy sex education, appropriate sex education for our younger children, because they also need the right kind of education when it comes to this subject matter. So,
wow.
Absolutely. Because you know what, whether we like it or not, young people, I don't want to use the word children, but young people, they're talking about it and they're getting the information from somewhere. If it's not
They're
social
doing
media
it.
and they're
doing it.
it. So at least it's better for it to be coming, or the information that they receive to be coming from a licensed sex therapist as opposed to just,
Who
TikTok
they
and
give
the like.
license for sex therapism?
Oh, we were licensed.
Who they give the license?
Well, not in Nigeria, so.
They know they do Nyagrinya for Nigeria here. They know they give Nyagrinya license
No,
for
maybe
here.
because we don't have a body that, sort of regulates the
We're
kind of things that
hypocritical,
we do.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're trying to do that. We're actually trying to register like a body. It's been difficult. It's been over a year.
Wow.
They come with different issues with the name, the title. You can't use this word. You can't use that word. But this is what we do, and we've refused to take out those very vital names. I'm sure at some point we'll
Even the
get there.
person wait there and say you cannot do this word. Mama and Papa do am for them for him to come out. for
That's
him to
why
be
I'm
alive.
there. If not,
Oop,
if
clock
I'm not
it.
there yet. If I'm not there.
How did this whole thing start for you?
Good question. Okay, so for me, I did not wake up and decide to become an intimacy coach or anything like that.
Okay.
I love money. I like to work. I like to hustle and get my money. So this was never
A thing
a
that
thing.
was
It
planned.
you know how, especially as young girls, when you're younger, you're looking at your plans for life. You go to
Yes.
school, you
Yeah.
finish, you work, get married. Marriage was not even on my top 3,
Are you
top
serious?
5 thing. Yeah, it was
Priorities.
not. It was
Interesting.
not, because I didn't have the right templates growing up. I just knew that the things I was seeing were not for me. If this is what it is, then I don't want to be married.
Right.
I remember just telling my mom one time, and if you know Anambra women or Anambra fathers, there's certain conversations you can have with your father or your mother, right? But I remember one day I came back from school. I was still an undergraduate at the time, and I said to my mom that I don't think this marriage thing is for me. Once I'm done with school, I'm just going to start my business, and at some point I'm going to adopt kids. My mom was like, Jesus! She binded and casted, but she was very understanding, and she wanted to know where I was coming from. Anyways, that on one side, I eventually get married to this fine man I was talking about earlier.
Yay.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, come back to the room, Cecilia.
Aw, we
Come
love
back,
to see it though.
Come back. Okay, so yeah, I finally get married to this dude, and the first few years of our marriage was very challenging as far as the bedroom matters was involved or
Really?
concerned. Yes. The first 2 years was very, very troublesome. It was, we literally would go to bed happy after prayers and wake up in the morning, he's carrying face, But one thing that I think that I did right growing up or dating is the fact that I'm very vocal. I know what I want. I go for what I want. And I would tell you things. So with him, when I realized we were getting serious, I had to tell him stuff like I was sexually abused as a child. So that's where it started. I was sexually abused from the age of 7, between the age of 7. It's the shock on his face for me. Between the ages of 7 and 10 by different people at different times. So
Sorry.
Yeah.
you need to unpack.
We
right?
can't just gloss over
can't
that.
You're not just going to gloss
We're
over that.
not. It's too much to
Yeah.
gloss over.
You were sexually abused as a child
Yes.
from the age of 7
To
to
10.
10
Yes.
by different people.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So the first time I was 7, we used to live in a face me, I slap you kind of house. And this was in Benue State. So I was born and raised in Benue State before I moved to Lagos at age 10. So a neighbor who lives on the right-hand side of our, you know how they arrange the house?
Yes.
Yeah, room by room by room. So my neighbor by the right, a married man with kids, by the way, she started to abuse me. And because, when you live in face me, I slap you kind of environment, it means that you guys are not okay financially. So
Yes.
mom and dad most of the time were not home, so it was easy for him, and I was the first of my family. So I was left with my younger ones to sort of look after at 7.
Wow.
And I've always been tall. So most times people think
you're
that I'm
older
older
than
than
you
my
are.
age. But I mean, at 7, it wasn't like I was so grown. I'm 7. You can tell a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Even if you look at this person in store, when they open
Higher,
their
she
mouth,
looks like she's
you
9.
can tell.
Yeah.
What,
Exactly.
7?
Exactly. So yeah, he started to abuse me. And one particular day, I remember vividly. Now, as an adult, when I think about it, I know this is what happened. But at the time, I didn't know. A neighbor saw, so the neighbor to the left, right? So we live in, this is my parlor, this is my bedroom. So this is living room where mommy and daddy sleeps, and the room is where the kids sleep.
Yeah.
So to my right is the abuser. To the left is a woman who's also married and has a son at the time. I just remember that when I came out, when he was done with me in the toilet where he would normally just hold me by the hand like a baby and take me in. When we're coming out, she stood in front of her door and she called me, Ada, because that's my native name. I'm first daughter, so naturally I'm Ada. Come here. And, innocent me, I went into the room and she slapped the hell out of me. And that was when I earned the first label prostitutes.
At 7 years old.
Yes.
You were called a prostitute at 7.
Yes.
Now I want to know, that woman that called you, slapped you and called you a prostitute at 7 years old.
Yeah, I seduced the man.
Did she ever tell your parents what she saw?
Yes. So she slapped me, and when I realized what was happening, she said she's going to tell my mom, and I felt like somebody had hit me again, because if you want to report to my mom, cuckoo kill me. Because my mom that one was a joke, the slap, and she said she was going to tell my mom, and to her words, she actually did tell my mom. My mom got back from her store where she sold food items, and she called her, and of course I was in the room in our own space, and I know she called her in, and God knows what she told her. My mom came back and slapped me. Before my mom slapped me, I think I passed out for a few seconds because I just blacked out. Long story short, my mom went to this abuser's house. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't home at the time. His wife wasn't home, but she messed everywhere up. Like, she was very angry, of course, but she had beaten the hell out of me first off, and then went to scatter everything. I think eventually maybe people talked to her. She didn't make noise out of that, because again, at that time, we're talking 30-something years ago, right? You can't just talk about what's going on. You can't talk about
people
rape.
don't.
You can't. And you didn't want your husband to find out. You didn't want people to know and stuff like that. So it was kind of like hush-hush, and, kind of died. And nothing happened to him, So yeah, that was the first time. And it was not the first time he was doing it to me, but that was the day we got caught, or he got caught. I won't say we, because I was a child. I didn't know anything at the time. So the day she found or caught us was not the first time he abused. It was not the first time he's been doing that. So, but I remember my mom, just called me in after, a couple of hours and just started to check me, to touch me and just ask questions. I was a child. I can't even really remember everything. But yeah, that was the first time. It happened again in school, different person. And yeah, by the time I turned 10, we moved to Lagos from Benue State. And again, at this time, we lived in one bedroom, father, mother, and all the siblings in one bedroom. Another face may slap you compound. And at night, people didn't used to lock the door because there's no light. We slept like on the passage. You open the doors for fresh air because there's no light. Everywhere is stuffy.
Yeah.
So most people, when you pass through my place, and I used to live in Alagbado, for those who know me and, just stumble upon this, yeah. So, my parents would sleep out because it's just one room. So the kids would sleep inside. So while they're outside sleeping, someone would come in and, take advantage. I mean, I'm smiling now because I'm completely healed. Is what
I'm just.
birthed,
First of all, I'd like to first of all commend you on your strength.
Thank you.
This is a lot for me to take in, so I can't imagine what this has been like for you to live through. It's scary. I mean, Nedu is shook.
It was hard. I think that the only thing that triggers me in life now is when I hear stories about abuse to any person. I would literally get physically violent just watching or listening or just hearing. Like who, but
You know why I cannot understand this? Hey, I have a daughter. My first daughter is 10. My second daughter is 8.
I know what's going through your mind. I can understand that.
Okay.
Because even as a woman, I have fears. Because I have daughters as well. I have 3 girls, and when my first daughter turned 7, you know what happened to me at 7? I remembered, and I was guarding her. I was,
But another question, I'm sorry. Another thing I want to ask from this before we move on. I'm sorry that seems like we're dwelling on this. Is the fact that your mom hit you. Why? Why did you
She didn't know
think?
any better. She didn't know any better. So my mom and I have had this conversation maybe 5 years ago. Funny enough, we've actually had this conversation, and my mom was crying 5 years ago. My mom was crying because, again, I had to now tell her some other things she didn't know that happened. Other people she didn't know that either just molested me or tried to have their way. Those who succeeded, those who didn't succeed. Even her friend's husband, even though he didn't succeed. At this point, I was already stronger and I could, So I told her those who were supposed to be her people that tried to, and, I was able to tell them that I'll just tell my mother, and that sort of scared them away. But yeah, we had that conversation 5 years ago, and my mom and I were very good.
So how were you able to transition from that? Because the truth is, I know somebody that was also a friend of mine that was also abused. Funny enough, her name is Ada as well. That was also abused at the age of 8. He messed her head up for the longest period of time.
Yeah.
She's a lawyer now. Messed her head up for the longest period of time. How were you able to
change your relationship with sex?
With sex, with humans,
Absolutely.
with men. You will.
How did you not see the worst in them? Because
So
I'm getting angry hearing your story. Yes.
There were times when I was really, really, and thanks for that question. There were times when I was very angry at men. So I was a model growing up, and I did a lot of ushering jobs. So that exposed me to a lot of men. You know what I mean? That exposed me to a lot of men. And, tall, fine girl, men were coming, So there was a time in my life where they just irritated me. They just irritated. Like, I was just irritable. You couldn't. So for me, as a model, you look at models, they wear skimpy stuff. Even when you're going for auditions, you're supposed to wear like sleeveless. You'll never catch me wearing those. So I was always very closed off.
Guarded everywhere.
Always guarded. Even when I wore what strapless and what I'm supposed to wear during auditions, you will always catch me with a jacket on. I was always covered. Now, as an usher, sometimes they make you clothes that you wear. And sometimes I'm not comfortable because it showed my arms or something. I had insecurities about myself. Wow. And when you tried to touch me, I was always just very violent, very ready to hit somebody, growing up. So yeah, there was that phase. Now there was also a phase where, if not for the values instilled in me by my parents, I was just heading down the path of destruction. Like, I had access to guys. So if I wanted to, I could just you
could have gone down a different path completely.
Exactly. And I did try, if I'm being honest, I took up drinking. I did a bit of smoking. Sorry, mommy. She doesn't know this part. Sorry, daddy. If anybody tries to send this to them, please
have a conscience.
Have a conscience.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Rubbish.
Yeah. But yeah, it happened in different phases. There were times when, I just wanted to be bad. I just wanted to maybe just revenge or do something. And for me as a single girl, when I was in a relationship with a guy, sex was completely out of it for me. It was out of it. And the day the guy tries and tries and tries, so I could be in a relationship with a guy for months and nothing has happened. So some of my friends that used to always turn to me, they'd be like, nothing don't happen. People are not dating, no. They're just friends. So, again, you see where education is very, very key.
Absolutely.
So I grew up thinking that, without this, I'm not dating you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it was just a whole lot of, at different points in my life, there were like different things just messing up my head, And if the guy eventually succeeded and we were intimate, after that was it. I disconnect from him. Like that, yeah. Like it was like, that's it. You can't reach me.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I always felt like, something precious had been taken away, or like, is this it? Like, it was just a lot. So at every point in time, honestly, it was just different things.
Right.
It was different
So
things.
how did you then transition to becoming?
From that,
Yes.
kind of running away from intimacy, I would say, like intimacy in the true sense, where it's not just physical, but it's mental. It's running away from it to now happily married with not one, not two, not three, but 4 children.
Yes.
And then being a sex therapist.
And then being a sex
Someone that was running away from sex.
running away from it. How did that happen? Walk us through that
So I
journey.
always say that God has a sense of humor. Growing up, remember I said marriage was not part of the plan. It was
Yeah.
not there. So, but I'm sure when I was making those plans, he was just sitting there and just laughing. Like,
Playing
what?
lol.
Just be playing. When it's time, I just knock you in the right direction, So I can't even say that this is what happened. But I believe that God is God. He's truly God. He orchestrates everything that happened. I'm not saying he orchestrates even the bad, but the bad happens so that you can grow from it, learn from it, become better and all of that. And just, so that changed the course of my life, but it wasn't instant. It took a while. So I wasn't actively looking to be in a relationship with anybody. So I remember my cousins used to call me prostitute, but this time they joke about it, not because if I'm in a relationship with this guy, I see something that I don't like, I've moved on. Before he even realizes I've moved on.
Don't
So
meow.
they see me with this person today, and like 2 weeks after, I don't also see, wow, but I'm like, And the way I say it is like,
Next.
so my cousin would always just laugh and say, like, how you doing this thing? But they didn't know that it was more from like the experience and the trauma that I had been carrying for so long. But I remember meeting MC Amana.
Oh, that's the husband.
Yeah.
Very wonderful. My brother that I love so much. My brother.
So I met him in 2007. I was serving in Abuja here. So youth service brought me to Abuja. The man now kept me.
Hallelujah! Back it.
So yeah, I met him in 2007 backstage AY Live. Yeah. And I just saw this dude from afar.
Tall.
Well suited up. So I have a thing for suits. I always tell him, it turns me in. Time to... Okay, come back, Cecilia, come back. Okay. So yeah, I saw him from afar, just really looking good. Now, remember I said I was modeling while I was in Lagos.
Right.
So I knew some of these celebrities growing up, So when I went backstage, I saw some of them backstage. I was like, we just hugged. Everybody like, Cecilia, a long time. So, we just had this thing. And I'm a hugger. I'm a huge hugger. But he was the only person that I did not know backstage. He was the only person I didn't know. And... when he wanted his hug, I just gave him a side hug.
Yeah, as you do.
Yes.
In fact, a man that you don't know, he's lucky to get a hug.
Do you understand?
If I even give him like a finger to shake.
You mean? So he took offense and he was like, auntie. So he pulled me and said, auntie, you hug everybody. And he has a small voice.
Yes.
You hug everybody. You can't give me side hug. I carry shit for body. Literally word for word. And I laughed and then I hugged him. So that was how we met. But we didn't start dating until 2 years after. Remember I said I wasn't actively looking.
Yes.
I was minding my business, working, looking for the money.
Period.
But yeah, 2 years after we started to date. At this point, have never dated a celebrity, never dated anybody in the entertainment scene because I did not want the lifestyle. Do you understand? But he was different. He was very different. I'm someone who's very different. He's very calm. He has a personal relationship with God. Yeah. He's kind. He's honest. Yeah. He's a different breed, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, he's a different breed.
Hearing you talk about your husband, it's before they say that, oh, she's getting but for a chair. Maybe
he's a different breed. Is it that part of him being honest? I'm going to allow her to continue, but is it that part of him being honest? Why he is the only person? The truth is, we don't talk all the time, but the things that I've heard about him and him being close to him, Amana is one of the most honest human being you can meet. He could tell you small, you know, they shout to Beke. Okay, man. So there was one time we met. We had an event. We went somewhere together. Somewhere we sit to. I reminded him yesterday. So while we're sitting, and then he kept looking at me, kept looking at me and turning, kept looking at me and turning. And then I'm sure he couldn't hold it anymore. He can't turn back. Nedu. Fair human being no, I say what happen. Say, what are they hear about you? Not be waiting at they see with you. You not be waiting people they talk outside. You are very. I say waiting people they talk outside. See my brother. Since that time, yeah, him became very close. Continue gushing about him.
I think it's just nice to hear a woman speak so highly of her husband that she's known since 2007.
Yeah.
So how did you now get to the point where, like, well, maybe I should not go there? You that was running away from. How did you now get to the point where you can't get 4 children?
Okay, so more not to run, because at this point now you don't run like 2 hours.
Sorry.
So we're gonna come back.
Come back a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So in the 2 years that we knew each other before we started dating, it was purely work. Okay. So we're working when I did events at the time, and I also worked with the photo studio. So when we needed an MC, comedian, I call him. When he needed models, because I used to train models at the time, he calls me.
It was a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. So even when we did the implication video for Two Face, it was one of the people who brought models for it. So it was just purely work relationship. In that 2 years, he didn't even know where I lived. You can't know. So I'm also very disciplined like that. I remember I said, I wasn't actively looking.
Yes, you're not saying.
So I know they see you. You might, I would know that this guy likes me, but I'm not giving you the green light. So you'll be like, she's too uptight or she's too whatever, but eventually one day he just man up.
So say, oh, die, now die.
You understand? Yeah. He just man up. He said, can we go for a drink tomorrow? Okay, let's go for a drink. So we go for a drink somewhere close to my house, and he's like, can I see some of your pictures on your phone? And I had this new phone. I just had very few pictures. This guy would just be going through the pictures. In my head, I know how many pictures in that phone. Reach 30. What thing they go on and on about? And then something clicked. This guy is shy. Oh. So I took my phone. I'm like, give me my phone. How am I here in all my glory?
And you're watching an image of me.
To see me.
And then he was like, I like you, So of course he did all the toasting steps. And
this woman.
Yeah. And I was like, cool. We'll see how this goes. However, if you're looking for sex, you won't find it here. On the first dates, plain and simple. So at this point, I already had a deep relationship with God, right? Okay, so I was celibate. I was already at the point where come rain, come shine, I'm celibate. Nobody's crossing here. This boundary is for real. So when I said that to him, he smiled. I'm like, why are you smiling? He said, he's not looking for that. He's looking for something more. And, So yeah, that was our first date, and that was it. And we just realized that we're just calling each other, talking every now and again.
Hi, baby.
First thing in the morning, we'll call, we'll pray together, we'll do Bible study together, on the phone and stuff. And so he really did help my spiritual growth. So again, let me just take a bit of time to, because I'm Christian.
Right.
Something that I learned, you see, whatever you want to do, at the end of the day, we all know that we need God in our lives. Don't wait until things have gone really bad or gone south to come back and, to come back to God, So I'll always use an opportunity to share. It was not easy staying celibate. And especially at this point, I was dating this fine man. But he also helped me because he wasn't pushing. He wasn't pestering me. Other people who would come into my life, and I've been with Christian brothers who'll be like, oh no, we're not going to. And then you're inviting me to your house, or you want to come to my own house. And I lived with my uncle at the time. So you can't, I respect people's spaces. You can't even come, not to talk of where's the opportunity to want to pester me. He never for once in the times that we're together before marriage asked for it. He didn't push. He didn't say, oh, let me just put just a
What if my friend they knock outside that time?
He wasn't, so I know.
You they check him prick?
He wasn't.
I know say you know the do. So
again, when you're self-aware, there's certain things you would know. Your body will tell you. Your intuition will tell you. And that's something that women have. That a lot of times, I love when women just misbehave. Yes. You will know. You have the spirit of intuition.
Yes,
you will know.
You know.
And for somebody who was so aware, I knew what my red flags were. I knew this one, no go area. If I see traits of it, I've moved on. I don't wait I won't confront you. I don't go.
Don't waka.
Before you realize, this babe, by the time you come, like, I'm not available. And that's it. I don't even stay to have conversations, right? Let me also be very honest. I used to be an FBI.
I like that. My kind of woman. No, but there's leagues.
There were messages on the phone, like babes messages, but I didn't care because you don't owe anybody anything.
True.
But his outbox, and M. Samana is not tech savvy, so it's not as if he's not that sharp guy that will just do and delete. And if as I FBI reach, even if you delete, I still know. I will just still find out.
I like that. My kind of woman.
So, we did the spiritual part and God gave us brain to use for something.
Period.
Yeah.
No.
So I'll check his message. I'm like, this dude is just very honest, doesn't play around and stuff. And I wanted that. And again, when people are dating for real committed relationship, you must learn to have deep conversations.
True.
It's not buy me human hair. It's not going to go to the movies. It's not. All of these things are superficial.
It's not taking me to a restaurant.
No, it's not. What's the latest? Let's go to here. Or we're going somewhere we can go and do the vaping and stuff like that.
A man that does not have 20 million should not talk to me.
Should not talk to me. No. You see, in marriage, those things are BS. When you get into marriage, that's when you realize I've been playing since.
Yeah.
So when I realized things were going serious with this guy, I had to tell him stuff about me that nobody else knew and vice versa. In fact, I realized that he still had a girlfriend that they had not broken up with at the time, early on. And when I found that out, I asked him and he told me the truth. He didn't lie about it. I said, okay, go and fix this thing.
Then come back.
If you guys are no longer together, you have not officially ended it, go and sort it out. I will step aside and wait. When you're done, I will be here. And he went and he did his thing. So he knows that, again, a man knows when he wants somebody.
Yes.
A man knows when
he wants.
I cannot lose this person.
Yes.
So when a guy is playing with you like this, is because to send you, to be honest.
Yes.
True.
So with him, we talked deep conversations, the future, what his life would look like in the next 10, 20, 50 years, what he wanted, values. We aligned in a lot of ways, and there were places we didn't align, but we talked it through, and we're still talking it through, because in marriage things change. The person you are in day one is not the person you are 10 years after. You understand? So we had all of that, And then I remember one night he came back, he was telling me about this cousin of his that they went for introduction. His wife looked so much like me and all of that. She's getting married. And I looked at him, I'm like, okay, so when are you getting married? And he said, I've always wanted to ask you, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what? Afraid of what? And yeah, so that night he knelt down without a ring, by the way, and proposed. And I said, yes.
I'm gonna cry.
And he came to my house. He visited, and he proposed. And I felt so giddy. It was so without a ring. So if you're waiting until the ring, you want to buy gold or diamond and all of that, start from where you are. Start from where you are. Honestly, I think it's more of the thing of the heart and the value and the person you're getting married to over, you know.
I think why it was also like that for you, why he proposed without a ring and it was acceptable for you, was because the values that you guys built the relationship on was strong values. It wasn't on peripheral stuff. You didn't see the ring. Why the ring didn't exist was because what was before then is
substantial. And you can feel it. You can touch it. You
compared
know it's heavy.
At that time, every other thing that came that is a something like material thing was rubbish.
Secondary.
It was secondary. It was secondary because you had known the person. You guys have spiritual connection. You have physical connection without sexual.
Yes.
So the thing is,
it's so nice seeing these two married people talking about like marriage, because all too often, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it as it is. As a single, unmarried babe, all too often on social media, especially, the narrative surrounding marriage is very negative right now. It's, relationships and marriages right now, if you look on social media, you will not want to be in one. True. Because you'll think that whether it's the husband or whether it's the wife or everybody's doing themselves. So what's the point of getting married? We're seeing you guys both talk about the perks and the benefits and how wonderful it can be. It's quite nice, I must say.
And I like to always say to married people, if you have a beautiful marriage, talk about it, share it on social media, because the negative ones don't cover everywhere. I have aunties who are in their 60s and early 70s, and their fear and their cry, their prayer points is that their children don't want to get married. And they want their children to get married. They're talking people who are already in their late 20s, early 30s. They're like, they don't want to settle down because, like what you said.
Well, aside from the bad press up surrounding relationships and marriage right now, I do think that, honestly, dating, like single life right now, ghetto. The dating pool is wild. The bar is at an all-time, is in hell. Okay, true. It's not on the ground. It is underground. That's the dating bar is crazy right now. Yeah. But thank God for you and your husband, you and your wife.
Like, oh my God,
me and my man.
Shout out to my wife. Now let us move to the crux of the conversation for today. I mean, we're discussing 50 ways to spice up your bedroom. What are the ways? Let's just start from number one. What are the ways to spice up the bedroom?
Okay.
As a therapist that you is, what are the 50 ways to spice up your bedroom? Married women, please carry biro and paper. Go and remove your wrapper. Wear bun short now. Get the pot now. Carry biro and paper. If you cannot write it down, record it. Just carry a phone and say, over to you.
And married men, Kwame, what is your advice to them now? Because they are watching.
It's not for you to tell him, no. Listen, you need this. So that
you're telling him, listen. Maybe he doesn't understand. Listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hear what we are saying. Meka, let me promise you something. You see, you're shouting that Meka is not doing well, is not doing well. After this conversation, I promise you, if you do what we tell you this night, and you enter into the other room, and you put down the pipe, by morning, you know what Meka will be singing? Remeka, miracle worker. She will find your face mask and iron it.
Sorry.
Face mask and ironing. Jeez. Okay. So first things first. Again, I'm Christian. You must understand that God created intimacy. So the first way to spice up is knowing that it's a beautiful thing. God created it. So in the right atmosphere, between the right people, married people, it is a beautiful thing. So the first thing I like to help married people understand is get it in here that it's beautiful. It's not a dirty word. It's not a dirty activity. If I always tell them that once you're doing it with your spouse, God is giving people thumbs up like, hey, those are my kids right there. He's doing it well. You know,
Why are you blushing so much?
When you are getting from the back, you want them.
Yeah, exactly.
God will say, hey, look at
that's my child.
That's my child.
My child, like he's doing it well.
Some people will say God will not like this thing we are saying.
Well, it's a mindset. That's why I said I try to get you to understand. If you're a Christian, read your Bible.
Go to Songs
of Solomon is a sensual book.
Yes.
I break it down in my class, in my membership area. It talks about how beautiful, how erotic, how pleasurable intimacy between a husband and a wife is, how it should be. It removes the shame around it.
Yes.
It removes how you feel. Some people, in the work that I do, I've seen people who pray before they go into the bedroom to ask for forgiveness.
So wait,
We've heard this
story.
before, Nedu. You're
True
forgetting
story.
we've heard this before. Somebody prays before
True
going into
story. And ask God to forgive them.
before they go with your wife.
Yes.
Oh wow.
True story. True story. So first things first, understand that God created intimacy for you and your spouse pleasure. For pleasure.
Glory.
Amen. Amen. And that's one. When you know that, then you ask yourself, how do I begin to enjoy this? You need to get to a point of self-awareness. How do I begin to enjoy this God-given gift? Because again, understand that most of us grew up in homes where it was either you were abused like myself, or you were told, keep yourself for your husband, especially for the women, keep yourself for your husband. Don't do this, don't do that. If he sees your pants, you'll be pregnant.
Yes, you'll be pregnant.
You know, all manner of things. So
Yes.
we grew up seeing it as something that you do for the man,
True. Yeah.
to pleasure the man.
Yes.
So when you know that God created this one, two, you now sit back and ask yourself, if God created this beautiful thing for me to enjoy, and I'm not enjoying it or have never enjoyed it. By the way, there are women who have been married 15, 20, 30, 40 years. They don't know what orgasm feels like. They don't
never
know.
knew.
They've never gotten there. And if you ask me,
They never
how
shake
does
like
it
a generator.
feel? I just know you've never gone there.
They
Because
never do.
exactly.
Sorry.
Some people never cry. Then
they cry.
Excuse you?
What's the best you want to go? I'm coming.
It's not that kind of crying.
Okay.
That's not very demure.
I'm coming. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Something else, so the second thing is self-awareness. Ask
Okay.
yourself how to, and if you don't know how to, that's where I come into play. Seek help. Go to people who know these things and learn from them. You need to know your body. You need to know what turns you on. You need to know what it feels like. You need to know how to just receive it.
Right.
Because most times women have never reached out because they've never been able to. They're just rigid. They don't know how to receive it.
Right.
So you're there, your eyes are closed. Most people only have it when the lights are off.
Yes.
I said to women, some of you don't even know the size of your husband's
Machine gun.
something. You don't know what he looks like down there. You don't know the size. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know if it's straight, if it's curved. You don't know.
Ronaldo.
A lot of women don't even know if their husbands are circumcised or not. They've never seen it. Talk more of touch it. I'm serious.
Wow.
And that whole thing comes from the mindset, your upbringing, the programming, how you've been led to see it.
Yeah.
So that's it. And when we get into those who already know, who maybe they used to be bad when they were single and stuff like that, but you're now in marriage, life has happened, you have kids, responsibilities, they choke. There are things. First off, you were once a babe.
They run
Once
things.
the hottest thing ever. there was a reason why this man came to you and said it is you or nobody else. You need to find yourself. You need to find where the things go wrong. And people think that you have to have so much money to enjoy your marriage and enjoy intimacy in your marriage. No, the things you have around your home.
Absolutely.
First off, I tell women, do away with pattern bed sheets, colored bed sheets. Do away with that thing that people fake designer bed sheets. We shall not say it's
horrible.
Then go swam. Come from.
Put some white
Put
sheets.
Uchi. I don't want to mention that. Uchi on your bed. Please go with white cotton bed sheets or silk.
Silk is better.
Or cotton.
Yep.
Whichever one. But for me, white. Because research has that most married people have more intimate moments when they go to hotel over when they're home. Why? When you enter your room, there's an ambience that greets you when you enter a hotel room or, an Airbnb or something. Create that. I always teach them, bring the hotel vibe to your home.
To your room.
So your bed first, make sure that you have white sheets. That way, if everyone is dirty, you'll know.
Yes.
Some bed sheets, they smell.
They smell like
They
shaking.
smell because you haven't washed it in a very long time. But if it's white, you can. In fact, if it's white, you'll be more careful.
Yes.
You don't just jump on it and put your dirty legs on
Absolutely.
it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So there's that. There's changing the ambience, the lighting in your room. I always say to women, have scented candles, and if you don't even want to do scented candles, there's those fake candles that is powered by battery.
There's diffusers.
There's diffusers. Make
Incense
sure that when you
sticks.
come into your room, it smells, it's welcoming. Even you would get in the mood.
Okay.
Now, there's this very special chair that is in a lot of people's homes that they used to hang clothes. Like there's some clothes that we women will wear. You're not supposed to wash it.
Yeah, you just keep it.
So you want to air it.
Yes.
Then from airing it, when Oga remove boxer, it's thrown there. When Madam remove bra, it's thrown there. When they remove wrapper, so it has now become dumping ground or laundry chair. That chair is very useful.
For what?
First off, I say declutter. Empty those chairs. Get your laundry basket somewhere outside of the room. That chair, you need to disvirgin things. Because only the bed. Only the only the bed. No, but you know what you're doing is what a lot of men are probably doing, just watching this. Yeah, some men just will be praying for me like,
Because
God
you know what I'm imagining now.
Understand?
Sit on that chair now, Mankachi.
So, you need to declutter, remove that chair, because a lot of you have only been intimate with your husband on the bed. On the bed. True. So, one of the ways to spice it up is get other things to help you. If you have those chairs in the room, make use of it. Some of you have the bed foot, that box, whatever,
that box,
the edges of your bed. Just, if you don't want to be wild, you're just new. I'm talking to maybe like the virgin couples, the spiritual people, the edges. And then one thing you can never go wrong with is throw pillows. Yes. Throw pillows on your bed. Don't just have 4 pillows and that's it. So
glory.
Sometimes when I go to people's house, I don't play with all the throw pillows that I see there.
Because you don't know what they did with it.
You understand?
But what do they do with throw pillows?
Throw pillows are enhancers. They help, especially we women, especially if you want to do different positions, like stay on top, to support your knee. Sometimes the man needs the pillow to support your, not that big pillow. You want to support her waist. You carry that big. It's uncomfortable to raise it up. Most times the women can't talk. Women are not able to say, oh no, this doesn't feel right. So throw pillows, those little small ones, have them in different shapes and sizes. First off, they help your bed look nice. So you have a lot of that. And they're also enhancers. They help you with different positions. If you want to spoon, you can help.
You can put your hand underneath the pillow.
Okay, spoon, you can't so that you
understand. You're like this, so
but it's not everybody that can do spoon,
It's not everybody.
If your prick is like this, you can't do spoon.
No, it's not everybody. So again, that brings us to positions. Positions. Some people, the only thing they know is missionary. What we call mommy and
daddy.
Mommy and daddy. You know, daddy on top. But there are variations. Even if you don't want to try out other things, there are variations to that, you know. So even if he's on top, how is your leg when he's on top? Is it lifted? Is it folded? Or over his shoulder? It's still missionary, you know, but they're like in different variations. And during missionary, you put the pillow under. Now, again, if he has a bigger manhood, right, and he raises you up, and you're not very experienced, that could hurt.
Yes, you eat your throat.
Exactly. Can
give you a heartburn.
But a man who has a small, you know, manhood, that position really helps. By the time you put the pillow under her, it lifts her up. You find it easier, you know, to go.
Yeah, the countries will face up now.
Exactly.
Exactly. Wow. Then
you enter. Okay. So it's a fantastic position, you know, for women. Now, I also like to encourage my women, take charge in the bedroom. Be in charge every once in a while. You know how we women like to feel desired and all? Men also want to feel desired. Be the one to ask for it. Be the one to initiate it. Tell him how much you've missed him and tell him all the naughty, nasty things you want to do to him and you want him to do to you. So
I will take your ATM.
I will steal it. Multiple credit alerts for me.
So, you know, it's important to learn how to flirt with your spouse. Make them feel special, make them feel wanted, make them feel like they're still the man, the G. I say to women that I don't know any man who doesn't want to pleasure his woman. He derives pleasure just seeing her moan, just get in the mood, you're enjoying it, you're feeling it, you know, but you need to also learn to take charge. In the bedroom, take charge. Tell him, you see, this night is for me. So, you know, learn to give and receive erotic massages naked. Learn to play truth or dare in the bedroom. Disvirgin the whole house. Go to the balcony. Have it in the bedroom. Use your kitchen. Use your dining, the living room. But if you have kids, make sure they're in bed. Doors are locked because you don't want to traumatize your children. You don't want them to come out and they say,
if their mother is shouting too much, hey, drag my beer.
Oh my God.
You know, so yeah, it's important to.
That's number 3 or number 4.
We don't reach number 7, safe. Okay. And not even they count again.
Okay, just keep going.
And not even they count again. So, you know, it's important. Very key is foreplay.
For
the
now,
men.
They are 10 polling.
So that's not what foreplay is.
So what is foreplay?
To rub the breast is not foreplay.
Is it oral? Yeah, that's not where it starts. Foreplay for a woman starts outside the bedroom.
Okay.
It starts outside. So you have a man who maybe in the morning when you were going out, both of you I don't quarrel. She asked for something, you don't give her, and you don't vex, and you didn't check up on her during the day. You're not caring, you're not speaking her love language, and then you come at night, you want to kiss. Most men are very, very stereotyped. We know what you're going to do. You come, you kiss, you suck, you take some saliva and you slap it there and you get wham bam.
Hi.
That's it.
That's an Oxlade thing.
We know that's how it's going to go and that's how it's going to end. It's nothing new. It's not. But
so every woman wants something
different and make sure that she's good. So for a woman, intimacy is not just physical. She needs to feel loved for her to open up and be intimate with you. A man needs you to be intimate for him to know that you love him. But the woman needs to feel love. So if you guys are quarreling, there are things that you haven't done, you're not speaking her love language, and you're complaining she's not giving you, that's the reason why. That's the reason why. Most women are open when they feel loved, cared for, not taken for granted, not abused, whether it's verbally or financial abuse or emotional abuse or otherwise. You know, so for men, it's important to start outside of the bedroom. During the day, check up on how you doing, love. You'll be shocked.
Ask her, I will finish you this night.
You know, when everything is good, chat. Tell her what you want to do.
Spoon and eat you tonight.
Do you want me to get ice cream on the way back? Do you want me to get, you know, some whipped cream and stuff?
Okay, ice cream, you now rub it on.
Have essential oils. You know, that is a lot of things that we can do. We take it for granted. We just go to work, come back, just have it 2 minutes. Everybody is good. It's not memorable anymore.
It's true.
The bedroom is not memorable anymore.
There's one
You
that I
can't
mind now,
ask.
but I don't want to say it. But go on.
You can't ask a woman, when was the last time we truly, truly had it and you were excited and you were just giggling like a baby? Because in every strong woman out there is a baby girl.
True.
Is a girl that wants to be pampered, that wants to be cared for, and wants to be made love to.
Absolutely. Now, one of the biggest turn-offs in the bedroom is shame. All right. So shame is, I think, one of the biggest killers of whatever mood that there would be.
Yeah.
So with that being said, why do people shame others for kinks or fetishes that they secretly sort of have themselves? Because that's a big thing,
Or
especially here in
fantasize
Nigeria.
themselves.
Yes, or fantasize about themselves. Because that's something that I think here in Nigeria, we do a lot. We'll say, oh, we don't do this, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Yet you see always in the list of top 10 websites visited in Nigeria, you'll see at least 2 or 3 blue film websites, pornography websites, essentially.
Yeah.
So why do you think that is, that people will shame others for fetishes or kinks that they also fantasize about?
There's so many reasons why you would shame somebody else, really. Sometimes it's low self-esteem on your own part, is your programming. Sometimes these people are not even the ones on the site you think that they are going to. You've seen people who have come out to preach and say, if you use your mouth on whatever, you're going to hell. We've had people talk about, if your man is taking you from behind, you people are dogs, you cannot make heaven. I don't believe that somebody like that does not believe what they're saying. So, and if they believe what they're saying, they're only shaming you from their own mindset, from their own, belief, from
Scope of their knowledge.
Yes,
Yeah.
from the scope of their knowledge, So, again, it's about you and your spouse. I always tell people, get out of people's bedroom. Get out of married people's bedroom. Whatever they do in their bedroom is their business. As long as they're not bringing another person in, as long as it's the husband and his wife, get out of their bedroom. And you said that you want to be, you want to do some BDSM, some, kink and stuff. Don't listen to, there are places you shouldn't go to, If you don't want to be priced like akara, you don't go to the roadside where they're selling akara.
Period.
Talking about BBSM now. That you just talk about. Is BBSM a sign of
It's not BBSM, it's BDSM. I beg.
Is it a sign of trauma? Or maybe because some people, maybe the first time they had it, it was quite rough and all that, and that was how they now loved it. And anytime you have to slap me, you have to spit on top of me, you have to piss.
So those are.
God go in shower, and I go the piece of
So
me.
just know that the devil will always perverse anything that is good.
True.
So I don't think that intimacy should be painful. It shouldn't be painful. It should be pleasurable. Trying, like you already said, some people do this out of trauma, where they're coming from, especially if you were abused. I always say to people that God saved me. God saved me. If I had come into this the way and I didn't get the help that I needed and the healing, and I don't know if I said it in the course of our conversation, I had to go through therapy with my husband for almost 4 years to become what I am today. So if you have that issue, get help.
So you think any lady or any man that likes BDSM is low-key suffering trauma?
Yeah, in most cases. But again, we need to even understand what BDSM is. It doesn't necessarily mean painful. Kink is also BDSM. Yes, kink. Like you want to,
BDSM is like
Chain you up. Bondage.
No, so it
Burn
doesn't.
candle on my
again,
body.
is the perverse part of intimacy that we're talking about, and I don't deal in those. I personally don't even dabble into it. But some people would also say things like toys are BDSM tools and all of that. Not really.
For those that don't know, BDSM, by the way, stands for bondage, discipline or domination, sadism, and masochism.
Yes.
Masochism.
Masochism.
What's that?
That's what it stands for. So you need to now look for the meaning
of
of those
masochism.
words. Yeah.
Demonism. There's one that is called demonic.
So if somebody is a masochist, a masochist is a person who experiences satisfaction, fulfillment, or pleasure from pain,
else's
humiliation,
pain. Yeah, that's not normal now.
or submissiveness.
Then that's not normal.
Well, That's not normal, but who are we to really say what is normal? Do you know what I mean? There are some people that have...
So you see, that's why I don't even dabble into this, because it's a thin line between what is healthy and what is not.
Why you sounded like someone that like it? You look like you like it.
No, but it's just... I'm a virgin.
Clarifying things.
I'm a virgin, but I'm just
things.
offering a little bit of clarity from the other side. Some people may like pain. They like that little bit of, I don't know, pain that they get from BDSM. And that to them, that pain is actually pleasure. So that's why it's like, okay, who are we to say?
So when you burn your hand and it's pain and somebody says, oh, I derive pleasure from that, is that normal?
It's not normal.
It's absolutely abnormal. So
there's nothing you can tell me. That's not normal.
do you understand? If it gives you pain, there's something that has gone wrong
there's
somewhere.
wrong with you
I go to the gym. The gym gives me pain.
Do
Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it hurts me.
You're working out to get it into a particular shape or fitness goal, whatever. It's very different. This is pleasure. God created intimacy for pleasure.
And they see somebody tell me, oh, sit on my face. Iwam. For what?
That's pain to you?
But it's never happened to me. How would you use it as something that you used to shit and come out to stop my face? Why would you stop my face? You not leave shit residue on my
No, if they're going to do that, they're going to be clean as can be.
No,
however,
clean. Don't even sit on, why are you sitting on my face?
See, again, like I said, get out of people's bedroom. Whatever you do, as long as it is pleasurable, it doesn't hurt somebody else. Fantastic. You know, but if it hurts somebody and somebody's saying no to it, because again, when you're doing BDSM, you're indoctrinating somebody. In most cases, it's one person who fully understands what it is. In most cases, the other person doesn't fully understand. But I want to please or pleasure my husband or my wife or something, because there are women who are also those who are into pain and stuff like that, you know. But in most cases, one person is into it, the other person is not into it. If somebody says no, this is pain for you, you need to respect that.
Because I want to ask, what is the federal government approved time for a man to last in bed with a
There's
woman?
no federal government approved time. So let me tell you, when people say, oh, there's 2 seconds man, 40 seconds man, and all of that, you're talking about the time when he's thrusting in and out. And it can happen to anybody. You've seen men who can last longer time and just out of anxiety, or they haven't seen their wife in a very long time, and you just get to it in seconds, you know. But if that becomes a norm, if he can't hold it, you know, for as long as he should hold it, then there's a cause for worry.
What's as long as he should hold it? How is it?
That's between the two of them. Because I can tell you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and the woman doesn't have the capacity to stay that long. And both of you are good just getting into it and getting out of it. You see, we're talking about foreplay. Foreplay plays a lot of role, a huge role to how long this thing lasts. When people say 2 minutes, we're done, from where to where? First off, biologically, right? It takes a woman an average of 15 minutes to 25 minutes to be properly stimulated. Food for thoughts. To be stimulated, because the woman's body is built to be very delicate. So in most cases, and you're talking about a married woman who probably has children. She's dealing with a lot of things. Her mind is all over the place. Even when she's in bed with you, she's thinking of the meal she's going to make in the morning for the children and for the husband before he leaves. She's thinking about so many things. So you need to get her in a place where she's focused on you. Tell her whatever is out there will be fine. Nothing comes between this pleasure now. Again, men have a huge role to play, as much as women do. You need to learn to know when she's drifting and tell, babe, come back. It's you and I.
Drifting while they do the thing.
Oh, yes. A lot of women do that. There's school runs tomorrow.
I could just wipe you. I will do hard. Boom, bam.
You can tell from how she's moaning, how she's receiving. You see, again, in the bedroom, conversations, but a good man or a man who is intentional about his wife's pleasure would know.
I just remember something.
Would know. I tell women that men know when they're faking it.
Yes.
Unless the man just doesn't want to. He knows when you're faking it.
You go, no. Man, where they lay down pipe, we know that you are doing it well. Imagine, you get one where I saw a video. So the guy was on top, do higam. The guy just did where and the guy can say, hello, I'm inside. Oh, you're inside?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
No.
That's crazy.
My guy just stand
So
up.
men really know when women are faking it.
Yes.
Many men
Oh,
know.
men know. Many men know when you're faking it. So
And when you're faking it with your own person, people have been together for a while. You know the body language. You know. You should be able to talk. You should be able to communicate. This feels good. This doesn't feel good. There are times when quickie is the thing. You know, you're in the mood. Even the woman does not want you to last. In seconds, she has reached there.
just put them.
Quickie, get there. We have what we are looking for. She's going to work smiling. She's happy. She had it good in the morning.
Under the stairs.
You understand? There are times when her body just needs a little bit more fine tuning, touching, talking, sucking, licking, just, making sure she's cared for. And I always say to men, sometimes you don't have to have your big O for her to give it to her. This night is for you. Pleasure her till she comes. In most cases, she wants to give you that back.
Give what back?
She wants you to also reach the big O.
Okay.
She doesn't want to just, women are naturally, we just like to nurture. We like to give back. We like to make sure that everybody is fine, right? If you take time and say, today is for you, babe, or you come home, I'm going to be explicit with what you want to do to her, whether it's by messaging or you send her a voice note. First of all, before she gets home, you started to stimulate her, and that's foreplay. You started stimulating her body. Do you wonder why people read romance novel and you're already getting wet and all that? Spoken words or written words, they're powerful. Tell her how beautiful she looks, how gorgeous, how you miss her breasts, how you want to put your finger in there when she comes and just look. Tell her. Tell her.
I love that. Now, staying with the topic of relationships now, are people actually monogamous in bed, or are we just sort of suppressing our real sexual desires?
I think that people are monogamous. So when you say people suppress it, what are you? Let me look for a better way to explain this. A virgin who gets married to someone who's not a virgin does not have anything to weigh or compare to. So when you say suppressing, what are you suppressing? Something you've experienced before, haven't experienced before, something you've heard before or seen before by way of watching what you're not supposed to be watching. If we all learn to keep things the way they're supposed to be, you don't even know that there's something called a girl and a girl because you're not exposed to that. But when you're exposed to some of these things, you now start to question what you know. There's this movie I watched. It's a Tyler Perry movie where this young black man is married to, what's her name? Is it Juliet Smollett something? I can't remember.
J.C. Smollett is
The sister.
No, I can't remember.
Anyways, they're good. Christian couple, they enjoy what they have, which is what most of us would call boring, right? But they enjoy it and they're good. And then where she works, she has this client whom her boss had, assigned to her. And, they're traveling together now doing PJs. And he's now showing her something she's never experienced. And it feels good.
Yes.
And she starts to long for that thing. She was married to this other guy. And then she'll come home and she wants to try that with the husband.
Right.
But that's they don't know what that is.
So are you saying that overexposure is the killer of contentment in relationships?
Absolutely.
But
when you overexpose, see, before we know, a lot of things have become norms because it started small. You see it over and over and over again. You talk about it over, it's on social media, it's in your face over and over again. And we start to see certain things as normal that are not normal. That when we get into, do you want your kids to do X, Y, Z? You know within yourself that, no, I don't want this. But to us, it has become, for instance, cursing.
Yeah.
The F word. When you watch a certain reality show, everybody is cursing. But when they get into the diary session, we all can pass our messages across without using the foul language. So you've been exposed and overexposed to this thing that even you do it without even thinking about. However, when you want to sit with the president, you can't use those words with the president.
When a man is doing this thing, pumping hard out, boom, bum, boom, bum. Sometimes when a man is doing that thing and the lady is shouting, wailing, does it mean she's enjoying it, or
Yes and no.
how?
Some women enjoy, some don't.
The ones that will say harder, 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 harder.
Some of them don't enjoy it.
So why are you telling me harder when you don't enjoy it?
Trauma and the wrong programming.
A man, Papa Emeka like this now, he does not know how to marinate this thing. He's watching now. His wife, both of them are sitting down and watching now.
Yeah.
What are the steps he should take to say, man, Kaji, I got eye for you? You know, before they now get to the point where they will now start healing and their sex is like, because a lot of marriages, their life has taken backseat. For marriages,
the man is getting it outside, the woman is also getting it outside in most homes now, but they don't get it with each other.
So when a man is not doing with his wife, he's getting it outside.
In some cases, yes.
And when a woman is not doing it, when she's not interested in doing it with her husband, she's getting it outside.
In some cases, she's also getting it outside.
What if she's using toy?
She's also getting it outside. Is it supposed to be toy? Toy should not replace your husband. Toy should be an enhancement.
So do you count toy as like getting it outside?
Yes, if you're doing it behind your husband or behind your wife. Or if you're doing it together.
Behind your wife, men, they use toy.
Excuse you.
Where you want to put them?
They have cock rings. Some of them use what they use for the...
What cock rings?
To keep the head on there. And some of them come with vibrations and they enjoy the vibration.
Cock ring. So it's the ring that you wear?
Yes, so they wear it like that and it holds onto it. So for people who don't even have strong erection or who can't keep a strong erection, people who have ED.
Because you know what they call cock ring?
So you know what ED is? Do you know what ED is?
Executive director.
Yeah, you do.
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh, erectile dysfunction.
Yes, that's what I mean. For men who have that condition, they need something to wear to keep. Now, let me explain that the simple biology. Yes. So the simple biology, the reason why a man is rock hard is because there's good flow of blood flowing into, and the reason why a woman looks juicy down there and she's fleshy and she's puffed up, there's a healthy, dose of blood going in and out there. When he has that ED, the blood is not flowing as much as it's not pumping as much as it should. So the cock ring is what keeps it there and keep
the blood
from going back, and it gives that hard.
I better go.
Exactly. So it's important to know that both men and women use toys. So people think that it's just women. Men and women, there are toys for each, for each of us, or for man and for woman.
Going back to the topic of erectile dysfunction, is it mind or penis?
There are different reasons why a man suffers from that.
Or is it just because he's eating egusi?
No. So stress can cause erectile dysfunction. Medication can cause erectile dysfunction. Of course, there is the psychological part, the mind. If a man has lost his job or lost something very dear to him, it affects his physical makeup and all of that. So there's so many reasons why. And if you have health conditions, of course, it would affect. The easiest way to tell if you have, and as a man, please listen. And for women, also listen, because a lot of women would say everything in the morning, the only thing he thinks about is sex. Every time he's standing in the morning. Be thankful that when you wake up in the morning, your husband has a hard on. Because that shows that he's healthy. And the thing is, exercising itself. It shows that he's healthy. So when you wake up in the morning, remember it's blood that's flowing in there. And if he's a healthy person, blood will flow in there. So every time he has a hard on, it doesn't mean that he's necessarily in the mood to have something. So if from Monday through Sunday, you are observant and he doesn't have a hard on in the morning, at least 4 times in a week, you should be worried. You should see a doctor.
Is watching porn cheating?
Watching porn is bad. So it's not just that it's cheating. It is bad.
How is it bad? But I think some people say it puts you in the mood.
Why should something else put you in the mood? So it's because we're not... We're not communicating. We're not talking. We're not sharing. We're not saying, these are my fantasies. You talked about fantasy earlier on. In marriages, I teach you to write your fantasy, have a fantasy bucket. Because the more you talk about these things and you share what you want, what you feel like, you don't need an external stimulator to get you to be in the mood for your spouse. What porn does is it's a temporal quick fix for something that is very, very bad or something that has gone wrong in your relationship. If you need something before you can get in the mood, something is wrong with that relationship. You need to find what, it's a relational problem. You don't have sexual problem, you have relational problem. So when you deal with that, then you do, because see the danger with porn, you know when the Bible says you should guard your heart with all diligence, it's not just your heart, it's your mind, it's your ears, it's what you're listening to, it's what you're feeding your eyes with. Porn creates such an unrealistic expectation for people. You watch the man going for minutes, hours, and you think they've short cut, like, and then you have this wrong, expectation of your man. Or for the woman, she's supposed to be screaming, and that's why a lot of them scream even when they're not feeling anything.
You get one girl like that. They not be me.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
No, continue. I will not. So you said something. You said that have a fantasy box.
Yes.
So is it that husband and wife, maybe that you, if you're not bold enough to tell your wife or tell your husband this is what you want, you can probably just write it down and put it in the box, and then maybe your husband will always check the box to see, okay.
No, so a healthy marriage is not just wake up in the morning, we go to work, we have responsibilities, we do all of that. It's do you create time to date each other, to go on date nights, to go see a movie, to just go and be boyfriend and girlfriend together without talking about the hard stuff. So we ensure that in my community, we ensure that we all have one day in a week that is for you and your husband. In the evenings, this is just you and my. So my husband and I's Wednesdays. So we either go to the movies, or we go to, we go restaurant hopping, or we just stay in, have a good time, Netflix and chill. But it's just the two of us, right? We play. So learn to infuse other activities when you guys are having date night. So it could just be the day we create our fantasy bucket lists. So you all have your paper. We use sticky notes, right? Or just cut out your A4 paper and you write, what would you like, without shame.
If you don't,
and you're not going to judge. Sorry?
If you don't finish, you don't write entire, you don't finish.
You start again. The one you don't do before you don't leave, and you start again.
You don't forget.
Yeah, exactly. You start again. So, you write those things. I maybe one of your fantasy is making love in the rain. You write it and put there. Maybe it's making love in the shower. No, now why you're making love? First of all, it's exercise. Your body is heated up. It's why when people are making love, they turn on the AC or the fan. Yeah. Because you're hot. You can't make love in the rain. Maybe if you're abroad where the weather is
cold.
I cannot advise you. But if it's on a regular, if that's what your fantasy is, see, just writing it down does a lot of things to your body. And then you share it with him. He shares his own with you. You both, maybe your fantasy is, I want to try a sex toy. It's been in her head. She's never been able to say it because she doesn't know how you're going to take it. It's a perfectly good, opportunity to do that. And he goes, oh, are you serious? You want to try this? And then you start with healthy toys. There's the bullets. There's the, the wand, the vibrators. Just
there's one like that. They wear it in a pant.
And the guy is controlling it. And she's having such a great time. You're giving her multiple O. Multiple O.
What is in the pant?
It's a vibrator.
You wear it together with the pant?
Yeah, so some of them come with the pant. Some you have to just place it inside and put it on. So that could be somebody's fantasy and you put it down. You guys go and buy it together. And you use, by the time you've done a few of these things, your marriage is so spiced up. But we're not talking. The problem is people are not talking in their bedrooms. You don't think you should talk about this matter. And you have issues and you're getting it outside. You can go tomorrow and motor will hit you, God forbid. And that's it. What will you tell your God? You are getting it outside. You're doing all the wrong things. When you can actually bring all those things into
Back to the
your
bedroom, absolutely.
you and your spouse, and you have such an amazing relationship.
What is the correct? I've always wondered this. What is the correct order? Some people will say that it is children, wife, parents. But as a happily married woman with 4 children, I want to know what you think the correct order is. Is it spouse, children, parents, other family,
This one,
children? What is the correct order?
The right order, even biblically. After God.
After God.
After God, you, your spouse, the children come after your spouse. However, if they're little children, babies, infants, they need you.
Yeah.
So again, the ability to discern. But in the discerning, you have people who, because you just have a baby, the baby should stay in the bed with the 2 of you, between husband and wife, because you have to, for a while, but after a while, they have their cots. Put them in their cots. The 2 of you come first before the children.
If your husband, I know he's never going to do that. If your husband ever sleeps with someone else outside, would you think you were the problem?
No. Me. The problem.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I'm actually answering you. Me, bedroom matters boss. The problem for sleeping outside.
No wonder you got the drag and say me.
Hello.
Do you know that?
Never
Hello.
be me.
He can't even be turned on by somebody else. She can't do the things that I do.
It's the confidence for me. It's the confidence
So
for me.
why do men now end up cheating most times with women that are less attractive than the person they're with?
I think it's a problem with the man. It's him. It's a personal problem. If there's something you're getting from that person outside that is not in your home, bring it home. Talk to the woman. Some people, because again, I see a lot of men in my practice, they come to me, they've tried, especially good men who do not want to cheat on their wives. There are men like that. There's some women that are just ungrateful. Some women are just very mean out there. If you have a good man and he's seeing things and he's trying to try them with you and he's telling you about those things, please pay attention to him and vice versa. So men who go and they're with women who are lesser than I feel like some of them even have self-image problems, self-esteem problem, because why do you have this? And I've seen them drop dead gorgeous women at home, prayer warriors, she has her own money, like the whole package. And yet you see, and I also think that bad company, you relate with people who also do stuff like that. It has changed good men into just having side chicks outside. Yeah, I'd like to call them side piece, like a piece.
The big O, like you call it, for men is easy. Why is it harder for women?
So it's like saying, why did God create you the way God created you?
But you get some women when they be say 2 seconds, they don't.
So a woman who is self-aware, that's why, I kept saying that, know yourself, you know exactly what you want. So for instance, if I have a headache, I don't go and take pain relief for my headache. I know I just need some oxytocin, some serotonin release.
What's that?
That's the hormone that you release when you're reaching the big O. It relaxes. It's why when you get your big O, you relax. Sometimes you just sleep off. So when I have a headache, I just say, babe, I have a headache. He knows. He needs to give me that in the bedroom. Yeah.
I want to ask one question.
Yes.
Biko.
But did I answer the other question? Yeah? Okay.
A lot of men have put more men in trouble.
How?
Men now like girls that girls that do squatting, waterboard. Some girls now come into your room and peace, and they say squatting. Because is squatting really orgasm, or is squatting just pissing?
So squirting is not peeing. Squirting is the next level of orgasm. It's like the height of it. And not every woman has the capacity to get there. Not every man has the capacity to get a woman there. It takes a lot to get there. However, I do know that some people pretend to squirt when it's just urine. And you can tell the difference. Squirt is clear. Urine, you can smell.
It's colored like a purple.
Yeah, you can. It's not purple. It's not purple now, but you get what I mean. Yeah. It takes a woman who is relaxed, who is open in her mind, and a man who conversation. Again, that can be her fantasy. I want to experience this squirting. And then the two of you start to explore till you get to that space where it's easy for her to get there.
Is every woman that can squirt?
No, like I said, not everyone has the capacity to.
So some girls is piece that they piece.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I haven't seen, so.
So the bedsheet will be smelling now.
They do.
No, it's true.
Can a marriage survive on love alone?
No.
Or how important is intimacy in a marriage?
Very important. It's like the glue that brings everybody together.
perceive that thing
You
nowadays.
can't
Really?
have, however, nothing is absolute. There are some people who are just fine with whatever barest minimum they get. It doesn't mean that they're exactly very satisfied, but they get by and they're okay. They're fine. They find pleasure in other things. They pour in their hearts, their soul into something else. But if all things were equal, you know, they have the right information. They've gone through maybe therapy for whatever issues they're coming with. You need that. It's such a beautiful experience. It's like saying, you know how you know you want to lose weight, but that ice cream or that chocolate just they cannot
There's
tell.
one question I want to ask. Don't be angry. I know both of you are women. You are going to give me your answer that you want to give. They say because of prostate cancer, that a man need to be knocking at least 4 to 7 times, maybe 5 times in a week. What do you have to say about that? Especially the fact that women are not always in the mood. Some time before your period, you don't want a man to touch you. During your period is some days. And then later again, what do you have to say?
So it's not even just men, it's also women that should. So we're even currently just doing lots of researches. Remember that women were circumcised, not because medically they needed to. Women were circumcised to stop promiscuity.
Yes.
Because we realized that their clit is very, very high in
Yes.
you know, it's
In Hegel.
Nerve
exactly
endings.
the nerve endings,
Sensitivity.
exactly. You know, so women who, if we start to share the right kind of information, women won't have a problem being intimate with their husbands every day. Well, I mean, every single day, 30 days a month, 300 and say every
No,
yes.
a good day period now.
You wash off and do what you have to do.
Ah,
If you want to.
I'm blood over there now.
If you want to, again, it's preference.
Huh?
Some people can, you know, not have it in that season.
God forbid.
But
man.
if you, again, like I said, it's preference. If that's your preference, you don't want
It
to.
can never be my preference in Jesus' name.
But there are men who don't mind. You clean up, you do your stuff, and you're
How
good.
I go chook prick where blood they come out from?
When you clean up now, you do what you have to do, and then everybody cleans up again. However, there are things like alternate intimacy, right? If you don't want to go in for whatever reason, again, if somebody is sick, somebody is really, really sick, they can't. But you know that you need, this is an obligation to your spouse. There are other things you can do. You can use your hands, you can use your fingers, you can use your mouth. So if you're on and you're not comfortable doing it with your husband, or your husband is not comfortable going in there because it's that time of the month, you guys can do alternate kind of intimacy, really. She can use her hands, she can use her mouth. You see, that's why communication is very key.
Absolutely. What is a healthy amount
He's
of
still
time
shocked.
for?
He's still shocked.
He's processing. He'll be fine. What is a healthy amount per week? Let's just say for a couple to engage in intimacy.
I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe how
Sex
often. But if you
therapist.
ask me, at least 5 times a week. At least.
With this Tinubu government.
Did you know
It
they
helps
say
to
that men need to
relieve you
release
of the
5 times a
stress.
week?
It's a stress reliever.
You know the happiness not nine they make prick stand though.
Not all the time. By the time the woman comes and rubs your head and looks at you and winks at you,
And lick your ear like that.
you know.
See, but there's something I need to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, they say it is married men that lack sex more. How true is that?
There's no data to back that up. There's no data to back that
Because
up.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood.
If you're saying he's not in the mood, he's not in the mood. How often is he saying that? Again, just like I said, women, you need to talk to them. You need to figure things out. It happens to men as well. If he's not in the mood, has it always been like that for him? Because there are men who really are not in the mood. They're not there.
But is I'm not in the mood also code word for like I'm not in the mood for you?
It can be. That's why I said you need to figure out when did that start. Has it always been like this with him? If it has always been like this, my sister, you carry the cross like that because that's how it has always been. You pray, you work things out, you manage the one that you can, But if that's not the case, you guys used to get it on like it used to be so good, and then something figure out what happened. And it can be a combination of anything. It could be that he's going through a season in his life, maybe stress, maybe he has tried with you different times. You don't talk, agree, into don't cut off. It could be that there's somebody else outside. It could be that he doesn't like how you look anymore. You don't take care of yourself anymore. You're not attractive anymore. And maybe he has also tried, right? But you're not taking it serious. You're always tying wrapper. So some of the things that we do, how to spice up the bedroom, please lose the wrappers. Get yourself some really nice bomb shorts, some really nice lounge wears, some really lacy lingeries. I teach women how to do lingerie fashion show in their homes, in their bedrooms. You start with you alone in front of your mirror. Put it on. Love yourself. Tell yourself you're sexy.
I think that's
gorgeous.
actually the beginning of intimacy.
Yes.
You gotta love yourself before you
love
allow anybody
yourself.
to love you.
Love the body you currently have, especially for women who have had kids. This is not how we used to look when we were single. Some of us have stretch marks now. Some of us have saggy boobs. It's no longer as perky as it used to look. We have insecurities with our bodies, but confidence comes from inside. When you ask, what if your husband? I said, it cannot. You know how you tell somebody something negative and the person will go and brood over it. They said this. No, not for somebody who is very confident. Like, you can't tell me I'm not gorgeous. There's no living human being. Even if Beyonce stands here and tells me, Auntie, I hot past you, die.
I like that.
Do you understand what I mean? So it's, if the man is saying no, find out why.
The woman that her husband is hearing this thing now, now go and tell the wife later, oh, honey, I want to be kinky with you. Then they want to put it in part 2 instead of part 1.
That's not how to start now. Whatever you start small. You start by communicating. Oh, I saw this. Let's sit down and watch it together. What do you think about this? What do you think about role playing? What do you think about... That's how to start.
Do you approve of a man choking it at the back door?
Personally, no. But it's their business.
What of women that are going through menopause?
So that's men also go through it. I hope you know.
Men go through menopause.
Oh yes. So
But
that's
what?
the thing. Men go through menopause because you're growing older.
Okay.
It's a biological thing. It must happen. You see, even though all of us, the people are going to get fillers and this and all of that. Aging will happen when it will happen. If you drag it, there will be a time when it must happen. So as you're aging, your body sheds certain parts of you. It's why as you're young, they tell you to eat healthy, exercise. Exercise doesn't mean go and carry 10 kg weight. Just walking 20, 30 minutes, make it a lifestyle. All those things help you as you grow older. Now, I'll talk from a woman's point of view, right? Women have menopause. It starts with premenopause, so there's the early stage. You're beginning to feel a certain way. Your period is no longer regular. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't come. But menopause is a real thing for women, mostly. It comes with mood swings. It comes with hot flashes. It comes with a lot of hormonal imbalances and stuff. And the mood swing affects the people around her, affects her marriage, affects how she relates to her husband. So men need to also get this education so that when a woman who is always vibrant, who is always chitty-chatty with you, all of a sudden she's just moody, and you want to leave her to herself, you're not helping her. You're not helping yourself. You need to know, ask, babe, what's going on? Is everything okay? Sometimes she doesn't even know what's wrong with her. Sometimes she's like, please leave me, Joe. Just sit her down, find out. Some people say, oh, just leave her to herself. Maybe, if that's what works for her. But observe it because it happens frequently. If it's no longer normal, then you need to have a conversation. And just talking to her helps a long, it goes a long way. Just talking to her about, okay, how are you feeling? Should we see a doctor? Because sometimes you don't even know it's menopause. When you go to the doctor and they ask you certain questions, they just realize, oh, you're going through it. So it's a period where she experiences a lot of dryness. So even intimacy becomes painful.
Dryness, like she doesn't get wet anymore.
She can't just get wet because her VJ linings are beginning to shed off and all of that. Yeah, so you do a lot of some people they put spit even for 20-year-old wife, not being because they just don't know how to do, and I made they put spit. You need to stimulate, and naturally she'll produce. So we have a hormone in our body it's called estrogen. That's what naturally produces the wetness that you feel. So as you grow older, you lose those estrogen.
So when a woman is going through menopause, she doesn't get wet no more.
She would eventually get there, but there's a lot of factors.
You need
but
connection
naturally,
you need connection for the wetness to come.
You need that connection with your husband for the wetness. You need to take supplements. So you see a lot of our aphrodisiacs. So we have an aphrodisiac brand. Okay. What that also helps you to do, it cleanses you and then helps your body to produce more estrogen, which is responsible for the wetness. Okay. Do you understand? Yes. So when you tell women to get I just mentioned the name now.
The estrogen supplements.
Not supplement. The aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Some of them think is fetish, and I can understand. Some people have made it look like it's fetish. No, some people have made it seem that way, and of course, some people do fetish stuff. Let's call it spade a spade. Some people do fetish stuff. So get from the right person. I always would recommend Gorontula. Anyone that has Gorontula as the base, buy it. It helps. Gorontula is such a powerful, fruit that we have and we play with. Stay hydrated, eat right. They help you as you grow, older and you get to menopause. And there are also medications. So if you have like the really, really bad ones, you need to see your doctor. Nigerians need to stop waiting for things to go bad. It's why we don't catch cancer in time. You catch it when it's already stage 4. And I'm also speaking to myself because sometimes I know my body, I'm going to snap out of it. No, see your doctor. And when you do that and you have the right information, both of you will be fine. So when she's in that mood, you just cuddle her. You'll be fine. You just rub her and both of you will be fine. I remember when I was pregnant, I'm a very quiet person when it comes to I don't disrespect people. You won't hear my voice even when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I recoil. I'm quiet.
Just close.
But when I was pregnant, I would just come into my office and I'll shout at my tailors like a mad woman. And then one of those days it happened. My husband was in my office. I didn't know he was in the office. I came through the workshop at the back. When I got into the office, he just hugged me and started to rub my back, say, it's the hormones. You'll be fine. That's because he knows me. He knows this is not me, but he knows that it's the hormones. And when he did that, I just busted out crying. I was like, there was no need to shout. Why did I even shout at them? They didn't do anything. They didn't.
Yes, it's true.
And I went back to apologize. So that's what information does to the man. Men, we need you to understand us. We need you to talk to us. We need you to hear us. So the men also need to know how to ask the right questions.
Absolutely.
Right. And I quite agree with you. I tell women, teach the man.
Yes.
They don't know it all. Teach him. If you want to have a surprise birthday bash, tell him. When he does it, be surprised.
True.
You want him to do certain things, tell him. Otherwise, you're just there resentful, bitter because he didn't do something as your mind. He's not a mind reader. He's not a witch. You need to tell him.
Uncommunicated expectations is the foundation for resentment.
True.
Yeah, clock it.
True.
At what age does a woman get to menopause?
So for some people, in their 40s, late 40s, 50s, by 60, they are done menopause and they've done their post already. But there are also some cases where it happens maybe due to some medical conditions. If a woman has a hysterectomy done, she goes directly straight into menopause because what that is she will no longer see her period. Her body just starts to react to it's now faster than when it should have happened. Yeah.
Now, but back to the last set of questions before we wrap up. We talked about earlier how we're talking about intimacy. We're talking about intimacy for married people. Now, how do you teach children quickly about intimacy?
Quickly, you start by answering their questions. You don't just get up and sit down and start now educating them. Children ask questions. When they ask questions, don't push it aside. Don't ask them. Don't say, "Where did you get that from?" Don't do that. And then, as they grow, even if they're not asking questions, you're teaching them about their bodies. You teach the girls, this is my private parts, this is my this, and call it what it is, please. Stop telling them, oh, this is my thing, or this is my PP, this is my no, fruit. Call it what it is. So that if an abuser wants to, and she calls it what it is, he knows that this one has been educated from home. So this part is your body, nobody touches it, nobody baits you, nobody showers. Even if you have a nanny who showers them, when it gets to that point, teach them how to wash themselves. That's how to start, educating your children with that. And then when they come with questions, and they come with a lot of questions, especially when they start to get older and they can talk and they are mingling with other kids, they can come and ask you the wildest question. Don't be shy. Don't shut them off. And if you don't know how to answer, just say, okay, where'd you get that from? Okay, can we talk about this later? Then you go and get the right information. And you make sure you address that issue. If you don't, they'll take it somewhere else.
Right.
Trust me, the world does not care about you. They will teach them what they want to teach them. So make sure you're the first person that gives your children sex education.
You're an intimacy coach.
Yeah.
People come to you all around the world. What is the craziest thing you've heard since you've been an intimacy coach?
Craziest.
When you hear, you be like, Jesus Christ. So people, they go through this kind of thing.
People who have not been intimate for 10 years, 15 years, and they're married.
Ooh.
And they're living in the same house.
Yes.
And they're talking to each other.
Yes. So they have unresolved issues.
Which kind of issue would they resolve?
And they've gone to the point. So again, things start little by little. They start little by little. She complains about this, he complains about that. You don't do something about it. You don't acknowledge that, oh, okay, I'm going to do better. Both of you you're not coming closer. The more you let things linger, you get to a point people are just flatmates. I tell a lot of people that some marriages need separation before they can come back together and heat up the home like it should. God did not design for the two of you to be living strangers. A lot of people are living singles. You're married, but you're single. Yeah. The only thing that you talk about are the kids.
Do you think the girls of nowadays will really... Baby's complaining about that. I know the dating pool is at all-time low. That is in the hellfire right now. Do you think with the relationship and with the people, not relationship, that with the men and women all around the society right now, that we'll get to the point where we'll truly say, oh, things are working well, relationship are right, or everybody's just fooling everybody, everybody's sleeping with everybody?
Because I'm Christian, I believe that there are good men and good women out there. I believe that there are lots of single, well-raised, young adults, male and female out there. I pray for my children's future and their future husband and future wives. I've prayed, even my 13-year-old, we've talked about, the future. One day I asked my husband, I was like, have you thought about maybe Zoe's 25 and somebody wants to marry her? He'd be like, please don't go there. I cannot even begin to. I'm like, oh, God, you marry somebody else's daughter. They go marry your daughter. Someone start early to do this kind of conversation. So that they know, first of all, so that they know that at some point you're going to get into the dating pool, right? And you can talk to mommy and daddy about it. So you don't get into it earlier than you should, because you're having this conversation with your friends who are already doing all of this stuff. Do you understand? So I am hopeful that there are still some good single men and single women out there. And again, it's about the value. First off, what are you even doing in the pool of people who are doing rubbish? I can't be seen in certain places. You should not also be seen in certain places. You should not be hanging out with certain people. If you know who you are, the values that you carry from home, and who you are in God, there's just, and even in churches it happens. Or you go to church, this brother is leading choir, but brother is for the streets,
Yeah,
man.
one brother that time for one choir.
And you can tell.
He don't wipe almost everybody with the
Yeah, you can tell. And the moment, first off, if again I say, when you have a personal relationship, it's not in the which church are you going to see. Your personal relationship, because there's certain people that will repulse you. Like, you can't be found in their space. When they open their mouth, you just know that
This isn't for me.
Nah.
Devil get thee behind me.
Behind
I want to say a special thank you to you, Cecilia Agu.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
having
Thank you for
me.
sharing your story with us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for blessing a lot of marriages.
Thank
you see, so she has you have something you used to teach people about intimacy. Do you want to share it?
So I have a membership. It's called the Bedroom Matters Tribe.
Okay.
It's for women now. We're going to open up for men because a lot of men are on our neck right now. But it's basically for women. We talk about intimacy. We talk about enjoying life the way God designed us to enjoy life. And we can have it all, if you put your mind to it. So women who are shy come into the membership area and they get loose. They're the ones requesting, telling the men how they want it, and also have a membership. I have a couple of courses, some for virgin couples. I have 50 Ways to Spice Up the Bedroom is a course. We have the couples conversation game cards. It helps men and women who are married to have conversations around this subject matter that you otherwise don't know how to have. Because you tell people to talk, but they don't know how to talk.
even bring it up.
How do we even start it? So you have couples games card that helps you to spice things up in the bedroom as well. We have our aphrodisiac brand. It's called the Drip Syrup. It's FCT Drip. Amen.
How do they join this membership?
Just send me a message or just click on the link in my bio. On Instagram, we're known as Bedroom Matters.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Instagram,
just straight
TikTok,
up Bedroom
Facebook.
Matters, one
Bedroom
word.
Matters, one word.
So for those of you that want to Bedroom Matters on Instagram, on Facebook, click in the bio.
Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Bedroom Matters.
Just
one
click
word.
in the bio and send them anything you need to send them. Thank you very much for coming once again.
Thank you.
Special shout out to every one of you.
It's
Follow us
such a
on all our
pleasure.
social media handles.
Yes.
Instagram, TikTok, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Shout out to Baby Lawyer that is not here.
We miss you.
miss you.
Lots and lots of love.
By the way, we're shooting in Abuja.
Yeah, coming to you.
Bye. Good night. Peace before you sleep. And Oga, don't go inside and say, man, me poko. All you need to do, lick from the toe. Let me tell you what to do. She mentioned ice cream. She now mentioned ice block. Something enter my mind. Carry ice block. Carry ice cream. Say, man, lie down. Then now pour ice cream here. Then you now lick the ice cream. Then now carry ice block. You now rub the ice block. No, you go like this. Go the ice block. Do as if you want to go there. You now do round. You now come back. You now put it in your mouth.
So that's called teasing her.
Then come and go down. Come up tie.
And ignore the main thing.
You
Just
get
go
the point.
around it.
Good night. I feel good.